So this week has been a good week. It's been a good week. We had a meeting, we had some snow, we had to slow down a little bit. I think I'm a big believer in slowing down pace. We have a lot going on. We have 2 kids. One's a little bit older, one's really young. They both are on 2 completely different sides of sort of like childhood. So it's so important that we're present for them as often as we can be. We've also learned that when you have something that you were incredibly intensely driven with, you have to make sure you're checking on things at home too. It's not that I don't see and I'm not paying attention, but sometimes I can be totally in the room with them. My mind is on what I need to do for this project tomorrow, and I'm not completely entirely there. So I have had to get in better habits of being on my grind for this, but also being on my grind for them as well. One of the things that I've really had to also really learn, given that I am older than most people that start, and I have children as well, is that you have to really find a way to tune out the world. If you don't catch yourself being too wrapped up in it, it can be very overwhelming. When you find yourself grinding with no outcome, I think it also starts with doing it for the right reasons. If you're doing it for popularity, fame, for money, I think that's when you're burnt out the fastest. I've learned I had to really think about what I'm doing this for. I've been writing songs since I was a little kid. I think the first song I wrote was about Mother's Day. So I've been writing and singing my entire life. When my husband and I got married, we had started working on this thing. We were burning, we were making music constantly. But I feel like at that time, I was trying to be something. I was trying to look like something as far as my writing. I was trying to look like and present my songs as if they were something else. And they really had nothing to do with me. So they weren't coming from like my soul. They were just kind of emulating and mimicking what I already saw out there. I was trying to get my foot in the door and really give myself my best chance by writing things I knew could possibly sell for sure. And they could have, if they really became what I wanted them to be. Now I know my purpose in doing it. And it's so much easier to tune out what's going on around you and what people are doing. It's so much easier to tune it out when you have purpose, when you feel like, okay, I know why I'm doing this now. And that way, no matter what happens to the song, no matter how little people hear it, you've done the work, you've grown. And then that means that the song is that much more special and intimate. And then that means that the listener receives that. It's going to resonate when people hear that. My writing is so much more conscious. It literally is how and what I hear when I write my songs for myself and my own journey. But all that comes with taking the time to figure out why I'm doing this and then being able to tune out everybody else. At the end of the day, this is what I do. And the reasons I'm doing it, what I want to write about is so important to me. And I want to share that. I can't just keep that in. And the best way I share it is through music. I'm really excited about how I've arrived at this point in my life with as far as what I do best. I've tried so many things. Nothing feels like it does when I write music. The fulfillment I get out of writing songs is beyond anything I've ever done in my life. And I'm so excited that there's more meaning behind it. It's been a journey, but I am really happy to be able to know that I literally feel like my feet are planted. To the few people that follow me on this channel, I appreciate all of you, and I hope that this kind of inspires you in some kind of way. I hope that sharing the inner workings of kind of my mind and how I got here can help people to know that if you're on the way or haven't figured out what your purpose is or on the way to figuring that out, there's a lot of muck in between that, right? Growth is ugly. Growth is nasty. Growth is not pretty. But stay in there. Don't jump out because it doesn't look great. It doesn't feel great. Because once you get out and get on the other side of things, it is the most liberating feeling that you can ever have and ever experience. Doesn't mean that I don't have tough days. The tough days are much easier to work through because of the liberation of knowing my purpose and knowing what I want to do with my music and knowing that I'm good because I've done it and because I went on the journey, not because of the outcome.